I know. I shouldn't.
There's nothing to be nervous about. Hey guys, welcome back to another episode of DankShrine. Thanks for watching today. We appreciate you. Joining me, we have a young and rising star. What would you call yourself a rising star? I mean, you've kind of been like on a roller coaster, right? Because like you were up, you're down, you're back up on the rise, though.
I don't know if I call it rising. I'm just kind of here.
I don't know. I think you're rising because I think you're kicking some ass, dude, and you're definitely taking some names. So with me today is Warren. He is from Storm Gaming. Currently going to and remind me of the school.
It's called, actually, I have the shirt on, Culver Stockton College in Northeast Missouri.
Right. And you're currently you've enrolled. Is this your first semester or is this second semester?
Yeah, I'm just now starting my undergrad this fall.
Okay, perfect. Now, kind of walk us through that because, like, for a while there, you had graduated from high school, right? And you're kind of just working and doing your own thing. You're kind of playing here, but then you kind of got a cool opportunity here, like a scholarship from the school to free sports.
Yeah. So, like, I don't know if I tweeted something out, but someone at the school, like, actually tweeted at me. I don't know how they found me and said, hey, you should check this out. And so I did, and long story short, here I am.
Right.
The guy had like actually heard of me, like he used to follow StarCraft or something like that, and he brought me in for I guess a air quote interview, and basically told me here's what we have, and we want you here, and here I am.
Yeah, that's super cool, and it's a super cool opportunity. And right now you're doing the interview from I believe it's their esports room, right? Like where they have some dedicated gaming PCs and stuff for.
One of them, yeah.
For the student players, I guess, as it would be.
Yeah, well, right. They opened it up like over winter break or something last year, apparently. So for that entire spring semester, anybody could use this room, and yeah. So I came in. I moved here at the tail end of the semester, and I was just kind of chatting it up with current students, and most of them are playing Fortnite and League of Legends and all those other dead games, but
right.
Yeah.
No, but that's still cool. It's a cool opportunity, and obviously, you do play at a very high level, reasonably high level, and you're competing in these tournaments, which we're going to get into. So I think it's definitely a cool opportunity for you, and I'm happy that you took the shot, right? Like that's where it all starts. Like you thought, well, I've got nothing to lose. I might as well talk to this guy about it.
Yeah.
So, but that's cool, man. So what exactly are you going to school for?
Right now, I'm going to major in business administration, and I plan on double majoring or minoring in something relevant to that. So whether it be finance or, something along those lines.
Right. Oh, very cool, man. So, I mean, first off, just congrats on that alone, because that alone, I mean, because you were in a position where you weren't in school anymore, and I know that that's like a very big leap, like getting back into going, back to school and like starting over. So, like, for those, that are watching, like, it's never too late. Like, don't give up. Like, there's still these opportunities for you to take advantage of. So, no, very cool, very cool. So, what, so do you know, so is the school going to try to compete in, like, CSL? Are there any other StarCraft players there at all?
There's one other guy, although I think he's not, I want to say he's, like, Gold League or something.
Oh, okay.
So, technically, we still need one more player to compete in TESPA, and then two more to compete in CSL. But even if we don't find any more players and I can't compete, I guess, air quote, collegiately, they have no problem just letting me keep the scholarship and just competing in like WCS and things.
No, that's super cool, right? So you're kind of playing for Storm, but then you're also playing for like the Wildcats, right? Like for the school. No, that's super cool. That's a super cool opportunity, like I said, and I'm glad that you have that. So let's jump right into kind of the meat and potatoes of what we came here tonight to talk about, and that was you had signed up for WCS Austin like 2 weeks, I believe you said. You told me at the event like beforehand, like you're like I'll go.
I don't know how I got in and all those other players didn't. It was crazy.
We won't talk about that. We already had that conversation last week, and I had it by myself, and it still got heated. So we won't talk about that. But no, it was great that you got in. Now, obviously, we'll start with there. Now, what was your first impressions? Because like, when was the last time you competed? Because I can't remember here now. Looking at your record, I know you played in a DreamHack. Was it Austin the year prior before it was officially a WCS event?
I played at DreamHack Austin 2016, WCS Austin 2017, and 2018.
Okay. All right, so you've been to Austin 3 times in a row.
Yes.
Okay, and then if you've traveled outside of anywhere else? Did you go to Montreal at all last year, or have you been up there
No.
yet? Okay,
I've actually never even been out of the continuous 48 states. So
gotcha.
yeah,
Well, get your passport ready, man, because with the way things have been going here, I think Montreal might be worth the trip.
yeah, I want to go, and the school actually said they might even pay for it. So they
That'd
want to
be
get
awesome,
players to one like outside of collegiate events,
right?
one a year or something like that.
Hey, well, let me know because like if they're willing to help you out here, I could definitely help you out with a place to stay up there if you couldn't work it out with
Oh shit,
with the
that'd be
team.
great.
So I could definitely help you with that because we're going up as a team too. So I'd love to be able to help you out if I could.
That'd be
So
great.
depending on what the school is willing to help with, even if they're just covering the flight, I mean, I can get your stay for the rest of the event.
Shit, I'll text you about that or message
Yeah,
you
let me know, man.
after the interview.
I mean, you know me, I love helping the NA scene. That's what I'm all about. I love to help any way that I can. But yeah, so let's go back into this group because we'll talk about future stuff here coming up. So you get down to Texas now. This is your third time in Austin, so Austin's no longer like, this big spectacle to you. You've kind of like, all right, been here, like, you've kind of seen it, right? Like the first time, right? You can kind of attribute it's like, oh man, like there's a lot of people here. Like you're kind of meeting these players, like you only know their IDs, you've seen them on stream. You're like, oh my god, like are you? And you're kind of, you're kind of giddy. I was doing that too. But then like this year, it's kind of like you're just like. Once you've been there, it's kind of like you just shake hands like, hey, what's up? How you doing?
Yeah.
You kind of just, all right.
I mean,
Go ahead.
sorry, go ahead.
No, go ahead.
I'm kind of a quiet person, like IRL anyway, so like I don't really like go up and like kiss Snoot's feet or something like that. Like
Right.
I can't do that. Like I don't really talk to people outside of my little like small friend group I have in StarCraft. But yeah. So
Yeah, no, I feel you. So, but you get there and you're like, all right, well, I got to see, who I'm going to play here. And then we get, your first group here and you get Lambo, Crimson, and Tugboat. And were you thinking like right away, like this is not gonna go easy for me, or what were you thinking like right away?
so they announced the group like 36 hours before like the event started, which is
Right.
kind of
Not a lot of time to practice at all.
typical like Blizzard or DreamHack or whatever. And I really hadn't been practicing much leading up to the event. Kind of lazy, just kind of working, and
Right.
And then I saw it was 4 Zergs in a group. I'm like, well, fuck, that's my weakest matchup. I'm gonna go 0-4. I don't even know who the fuck Tugboat or Crimson is, but I'm gonna lose to them. But I don't know. Like I played Lambo first, and the first game was like I I kind of held, but like he's better than me, so it didn't matter. And then I played Tugboat. I don't know who he is, but he almost beat me because it's just coin flippy ZVZ. And then I played Crimson, which was kind of a close series. Apparently, he's right around my MMR, so it was kind of an even match. And he just made some crucial mistakes in one game, and it just cost him the series. It was more or less just kind of some bullshit ZVZ.
Right. Yeah, no, I mean Crimson obviously is a good Australian player. You got that opportunity.
One of the boys.
One of the boys. Yep. You kind of got that opportunity to play him and stuff. So that was interesting. And then you obviously played Lambo, who's obviously like, a god, right? Yeah, you're just like, oh god. So, but you made it out. Like you went 2-1. Or 4-3 rather, total. But you made it out. I mean, what was your instincts like right there, like that last game when you had secured the victory? Were you just kind of like, oh, did I get out?
Like, I was like, what the fuck? I've never actually made it out of a group at DreamHack. I don't think. I think at 2016 I did, but only because the other 2 players didn't show up.
Gotcha.
But yeah, I've never made it out of a group like this at a huge LAN, and it was crazy for me.
Yeah, no, dude, it was. I was hyped for you. Like when I saw, it, I was like, "Oh, damn, dude!" And like, you were kind of going on Twitter. You're like, "Oh, I just got out of the groups. Like, I'm feeling pretty good right now."
Oh, what the fuck am I supposed to do now? I was gonna go party after this.
Yeah, like, wait a minute, this wasn't the plan. So no, and that was awesome. So then we got to group stage 2, and then you drew another hard group, right? Like I would say like one of the harder ones, as far as like total skill level.
Let's see, who do I have in my group? I gotta actually look real fast.
So you had Soul, Mana, Rex, and then yourself.
Yeah.
So you've got Soul, who came out first, Mana, who came out second, and obviously went into the finals. Rex is a very well-known Taiwanese player, and then yourself.
Yeah, I thought this was probably one of the more easier groups. Um, probably probably the easiest group. Now that I'm looking at these groups, maybe I don't know. It's hard to say because a lot of these European players I've never played before, so I can't really
Right.
attest to that.
Well,
Um,
and there's and as you know, there's kind of a catch-22 to that because while you're not really for sure on them, they're not for sure on you, right? So they're not really for sure how
true,
you
true.
play. So that can always sometimes that can be to your advantage. But
Yeah.
but yeah, so you had Soul, Mana, Rex, and then Warren, and then you ended up playing versus Mana, and then you also ended up playing versus Rex. What did you think of either player?
When I was playing Mana, I when I was at the Storm House, I play on EU server, and I got to something like 5950 MMR, and he's like a 65 or 6600 MMR player.
Mm-hmm.
So like there's between a 6 and 800 MMR skill gap right there, and it didn't feel like it was 6 to 800 MMR difference between us. It felt like I was just playing, a 2 or 300 MMR higher player. I don't know if like he just got on fire like the next day or something, but it did not feel like someone who should be in the finals.
Okay, I mean that's fair. That's fair. I mean, maybe traveling that far has something to do with it, and then being there for a day kind of
Maybe,
help
probably.
cool him down a little bit. And then what did you think of Rex? Because you probably haven't played him very much in the past at all.
No,
And I was
I've
saying maybe like in an online, like a random online cup, but
I don't think I've ever played him before. Maybe if he was like a barcode in an A or something,
mm-hmm.
but he he's a Taiwanese player, so I expected it to be like a pretty aggressive series, a lot of just hatch tech all ins and stuff, and it kind of was. And I just made like a crucial mistake, and that's why I lost game three.
Gotcha. I mean, yeah, definitely doable. I mean, then you would have, if even if you would have won that, you would have had to play Mana again. But you never
Yeah.
know, right? Like you're feeling good. You had kind of scouted out his play style. I mean, could you imagine that? Like, what does DreamHack look like if you had actually beat Mana that second round and came out in second place? Because then he doesn't go to the finals. Then I think maybe Special versus Cyril for the finals. Who knows? Like, but
Prob-
that would have been nuts.
that would have been nuts. I don't know.
I think looking at it too, I'm a bit surprised that Soul was able to beat Mana 2-0. Like Soul's a very solid Terran player, but I guess I don't. I
It was
never.
a surprise.
Yeah, I never see. Well, and that was kind of the thing with Mana, right? It's like we never see him like with super high finishes like he had, at DreamHack. But it's like I know he's a super solid player, right? But you just never see them get that far. It's like always like, oh, they always had to go up against like Neeb or someone, right?
Yeah.
So a little bit unfortunate. And then yeah, obviously we know how the rest of it ended. Cyril ended up taking it, but those finals were pretty damn hype. I was happy with those finals. I know a couple people were kind of, whiny about it and saying, oh, Mana, doesn't have as good a chance as Special, but he put up a damn good fight, And
Uh,
I think we couldn't have asked for a better finals, to be honest.
um, I didn't actually really watch more than one or two games. I was at the Airbnb sick, so
Oh, that's too bad. I didn't know you got sick. Just
yeah.
too much drinking the night before, or?
No, I actually got strep throat, and I don't know how I got
Oh,
it.
yeah, I did see that tweet. Yeah, you randomly got. You know what? That place is just like a germ factory. Like I feel like, and
Yeah.
I got lucky. I think this was like literally like the first large event that I did not get sick at, and I don't know how I did it. I don't know if it was just being out in that heat, and it just killed all that bacteria, But
It was disgusting
right,
in
like
Austin.
you walked outside, and it's like the air was heavy,
Yeah,
right?
it
Like
was gross.
you're just instantly like sweaty and stuff. So, what did you end up doing in your off time down there? How did you enjoy the city?
Well, I went to an urgent care, so that's
Right.
cool.
Besides the experiencing their medical facility.
We didn't, or at least I didn't end up going to Sixth Street. I went to there's another street. I guess it's like Mini Sixth Street. I don't know what it's called.
I think I
And I
know.
went
I think I know what
to
you're talking about. I can't remember the name of it either off the top of my head.
I went to this bar with a couple of guys called Bangers, and they have like
Mm.
108 beers on tap or something like that.
And you tried them all.
No, I only tried one. No, I tried two. I
There you
forget what
go.
they were, but they were fucking great.
Nice. No, that's cool, man. I'm glad you had fun. And then what did you think of the venue this year? I think it was a little bit disappointing. Again, we're not going to talk about admin stuff, but I thought it was a little bit disappointing. Like our stage was a little bit smaller this year than last year. I think it was and the seating area was definitely smaller.
Yeah, everything was a little bit smaller. I don't know. It could have been better, admin stuff aside.
Yeah.
But as far as like playing space goes, it's pretty much the same as the previous year.
Right. I mean that's all. That was all about the same. I think the biggest thing I was disappointed in though, and from what they said, is this year, right? So compared to last year, they had more signups this year, right,
Yeah.
than ever before. So for next year, I hope they realize like, okay, like we can't be going that we got to be going the other way. We got to be giving these guys more room, right? Like it was sitting room only. Like I remember last year, maybe the stage was oversized, but I remember before like the final day that there was always place to sit, and then the final day that was standing room only. But it was pretty much standing room only like all 3 days. Like it was kind of like annoying, like right, like unless it was a break and you happened to sit down like when everyone had left. Like if it was during a set, like it was standing room only.
Maybe it just makes it look like a more alive game. I don't know, but
Well, no, but we had like more people there in general though.
yeah, there's definitely more people than last year.
It was consistent too. The point I was trying to get is like while last year only like the finals were super big, this year the entire event like there was people constantly there like watching and hovering and wanting to be there. Because people were watching from like the back, like from the alleyways, like off to each side. They were watching. And
Yeah,
go ahead.
go ahead. No, I was just agreeing with you.
Oh,
Sorry.
I was say, speaking of to the side, what did you think of that double decker PUBG stage?
I was impressed by it initially, and then while we were getting our player photos taken, they said there was some structural issues, and they were
Oh.
delayed by like 8 hours or something.
Is that what that? Oh, I thought that was an internet
So-
issue. Structural issues. That's not what you want to hear when your booth was on the second floor of that beast.
No, I mean it was fucking cool, but
Right.
I mean I guess if it's not, if it doesn't actually work, then what good is it?
Right. If it looked like something out of like WWE, I wish I had a picture to show you guys. But yeah, it was like crazy, right? Like it reminded me of like steel cage match. Like I don't know, like it was kind of crazy, like loser dies or something nuts. But it was definitely a cool stage. Like while I'm not the biggest fan of like PUBG as an esport or anything, I have to admit that stage was super cool.
Oh, they definitely threw some money at it. That's for sure.
Definitely. Well, and then one of the most disappointing things. Did you see? I think I can't. I'm not giving credit to whoever did it because I can't remember. I think it might have been Topher Dahl had tweeted out the final viewing numbers. Where StarCraft we topped out at like 62K, CS:GO only was at 42, PUBG was at like 19, and then like everything else was like sub 10. So we had like
Wow.
the largest view. We had like the largest online presence watching
Holy
our
shit.
game. We had more than like, isn't that crazy to think of? We beat out CS:GO and PUBG, like for an NA WCS event.
To be fair, I'm pretty sure there was another Counter-Strike event on the other side of the planet going on that was taking all the viewers.
Hey, that's their scheduling issue. That's not our fault.
We won't mention that.
Yeah, that's okay. I'm okay. But like even the PUBG thing, I would have thought that thing honestly would have had more around it because Shroud was there, Doctor Disrespect,
Yeah,
Summit was
exactly.
there. They had all these big names, right? Like
That's
these,
500K views right there. Those two players.
right to only have 19,000 people watching that.
Yeah, that's crazy.
I think that's a fickle community. I think a lot of them are watching Fortnite and
The fucking dead game right there.
Well, no, I think your player base pulls like CS:GO people. Probably watch a little bit of PUBG, a little Fortnite, a little this, a little that. Like a little maybe even like Rainbow
Crossover,
Six. Yeah, because it's all it's not the same. I'm not gonna go that far, but like they all have like a similar draw. Right. Whereas like StarCraft is still like the only like real competitive like RTS that's played like competitively.
Yeah.
So like we don't really have any other competition from other RTS games, right? It's like no one's watching, Civilization competitive or
Exactly.
Halo Wars 2 competitive. Like that's not like a thing, right? Like StarCraft 2 is still like the end all beat all RTS. Like the only thing that even competes is Brood War, and we don't have like a separate Brood War
Still
tournament going on.
StarCraft. Yeah.
Exactly. So like that's the only other thing we pull from, and that's our own fan base. So they're still gonna watch. You know what I mean? So good for us, bad for them, but I'm okay with that.
Yeah, I'm okay with that too.
So, but yeah, overall, you'd say good event then.
Yeah, it's probably one of the better events I've been to, aside from my
Getting
own
sick.
sickness. Yeah, but yeah.
Good stuff. So how were you feeling when you got back then, man? Like you competed well. You know, I mean, you said yourself you thought you played some good games there. You kind of surprised yourself a little bit. Do you attribute that to kind of being there at school and kind of just being able to, you know, are you thinking of the game more as a job now than ever, or what is your what is your thought on the game right now? Like, how do you feel about it?
Right now I just kind of free play. I've always just like free practice, no structure or anything.
Mm-hmm.
And as of now, I'm continuing to do that. But when the semester starts, I know we are going to have structured practices, and I'm probably going to struggle with that. Um, I don't know. Like I feel like I just kind of got lucky there. I
Okay.
just had like a really good day playing above my MMR a little bit, and yeah, and then the WCS qualifiers happened, and I continued that streak. So maybe it wasn't just feeling lucky that day. Maybe I am
Right.
actually improving.
Right, and that's what I've got up right here, right now. So we'll take a look at that right now, guys. So you started off versus State with a 2-1, and then you moved to Game Time, beat him 2-1. Were you surprised by that at all? I mean, I know that his MMR's kind of dropped down since he's been focusing on streaming. How's your matchup versus him like? Because you said it yourself, like ZVJ is kind of your worst matchup.
Yeah, I would say like in our latter games, he usually wins probably 70-30 of the time.
Okay.
Um, he, I don't really like playing him. He just kind of like not brain dead, but I don't want to like flame him or anything because he's a cool guy. It's just I don't really like playing. He just doesn't
Just
feel like he knows how to play CVC.
just like just his play style, it just doesn't. You don't like it.
Yeah, I don't like his play style. He plays like a potato,
Hey,
but he's really good at it, so
hey,
it
yeah.
works.
I mean, French fries are delicious, right? I mean, let's not disparage the potato here.
You're
But
not wrong.
but no, I get what you mean. Like his play style is not, it's not indicative to your play style. Like you don't enjoy playing against him. I get that.
No, and he's just overall better than me, so it's just really rough for me.
Right. But you were able to pull out the win. You were able to do a 2-1 on him, and then you moved into the round 3 where you played Sir Robin, who's another pretty good ZVZ.
That was a
Zerg player.
surprise.
Yeah, I mean, he plays at a pretty high level consistently. I mean, he's not like, I mean, I know he goes to some events and stuff too, but he's kind of not like. How,
He's more off the radar than I am. He only comes around the time of WCS Austin every year.
right, like events. Yeah, exactly. Like that's only like the only time like we hear of him. Exactly. But he was able to 2-1 Star Killer, right? And then he moved on. He beat Maynard, which I don't know who that is because I know it's not the Maynard.
He's like a 6'2" or 6'3" Protoss player. I'm pretty sure it's like a Smurf account of somebody. I don't know.
Okay. But he was able to 2-0 him. So then you played him. Then you 2-1 him. So again, now how was his play style? Like, how are you feeling versus him?
It was definitely a more easier match than. I don't know how to properly say that in English. It was an easier match than Game Time, that's for sure.
Okay. So while you were playing, you at least felt more confident.
Yeah, Sir Robin plays more of a structured ZVZ. You know, it made more sense.
Okay.
If that works.
Sure,
And,
you recognize what he was trying to do and what he was doing.
Yeah, I could read him, and it was just an easier game to play because I knew what he was going to do.
Okay, no, that makes sense. So yeah, like I said, you were able to take him 2-1, which was great, and then you moved on, and then you were playing No Regret. Now you had a little bit of an edge right here because he was playing from Korea, and you kind of knew how he was going to play, but kind of run me through like what happened in those games.
It's just a ZVZ thing. Even with I think you said he was playing with 140 ping, like his micro is just 3 notches above mine, so it wasn't fun. I got smashed. It wasn't even close.
So when you're playing someone like that, how I always look at it is it's always practice, right? Like it was just a good practice game. Like you knew how he plays. Like so, like if you ever have to play him again, right? You're just that much more prepared for the next time.
I guess that's one way to look at it, but it's hard to like not be prepared for No Regret because you know what he's gonna do.
Right.
He does it for the last 6 years or so. Like
right, yeah, you
but
know
he's just that good at it.
Right. I think it's one of those things where you just have to experience him, right? Like even though you know it's coming. It's like a printf, right? Like you know it's coming, but you don't know exactly how it's coming.
Exactly.
Because there's variation. You're like, okay, well, what am I doing here? So, okay, and then you moved down to the lower brackets. And the lower bracket was actually pretty stacked here to come up with. So like, who possibly could have played you was either Juggernaut Jason, Cicada, Game Time, or Panda Bear me. So I mean, all four of those players are pretty decent. You know, playing at a pretty high MMR. And then it goes Cicada beats Jason, Panda Bear me 2-0 is Game Time, and then Cicada 2-1s, Panda Bear me, and then you play Cicada. I guess that was the qualifier, right? Or the decider. Yeah. To decide. So kind of run me through those games, and I'm not gonna be one sided, even though because he's my player for our team. I don't want to. I didn't even watch those games because they weren't broadcast. So I don't even know what happened. So kind of run me through those games.
It was just 3 games of just hatch tech all-ins from him, if I remember right. Like it's
Just playing aggressive.
Yeah, he's better than me, like mechanically and pretty much in every way, like a little bit better than me. But kind of like Game Time or No Regret, I kind of know what he's gonna do. It's usually like a very aggressive hatch tech push, and
Sure.
the game 3 I could have just won it, and for whatever reason I moved out on the map, even though I was getting ahead in upgrades and in layer tech and stuff like that. But I just kind of like moved my units out there, and then they got surrounded and died, and I just lost. Just like, well, fuck. Okay, why did I do that?
Right, like that's when it was probably one of those moments, I'm guessing, where it's like you saw it happening, and then you just do nothing to stop it. Just
Yeah,
like,
I just let my hands do it, and then yeah.
Like your brain's like, hands, no, I'm dead.
I'm pretty sure, like, had I not done that, I would have won and qualified.
That would have been awesome. I mean, even like, again, speaking aside from him being my player, I love it when, you know, players that we don't see often get through for things like this. You know, I love to see new people, you know, competing. I love to see what they can bring to the table.
New blood.
Yeah, exactly. Or even old blood, like in Kane's case. Right?
That's true.
For Kane getting through. So, and then we'll look at that here real quick. So we have our qualifiers here. So we have the previous qualified players, which was Scarlet, Neeb, Puck, and Semper, I believe. I could look here.
That sounds right.
I think that's right.
Yeah.
Okay.
No, Masa.
Oh,
right?
Masa. Yep. It wasn't Semper. Why did I think it was Semper? I thought Semper got through for some reason.
They're interchangeable at this point. Yeah.
Here, let me go. Let me just look at here for. Okay, Semper did make it through somehow. Oh, yeah, that's right. He made it through ladder qualifier. All right, so this is the. Oh, these groups are actually up now. I didn't realize that these are up now. Oh, cool. We can kind of do maybe even do a little preview here. So these are we'll go over this first. So these are the participants. So the previous qualified ones we talked about. Then we had the top 4 from GM, which was Epic, Semper, Silky, and True. Which I feel like whenever that goes through, like I feel like no one's ever ready for it. Like, oh fuck, that's now. Like
I didn't even realize it was going on.
Right? Like, I feel like they do a very poor job of that, where they're just like, okay, like it ends tomorrow, and you're just like, what? Like, I didn't even know it started yet.
Exactly.
So, but then we have our qualified players here. The qualified through. So you have M. Canning, Zeal, who I'm not super familiar with. Do you have any insight on Zeal?
He's a Protoss player from like Washington or Oregon or something. He almost exclusively plays in Korea, from what I understand.
Okay.
He qualified maybe 2 or 3 years ago, and then kind of fell off the radar. Or I guess he just stopped playing.
Yeah, the only thing I saw from him, I checked out his like what he played for TA Comp back in the day, but that was it. Like nothing, you know, no other teams or anything. But I mean, for him to get through, I mean, that's a shining light. I mean, that's pretty cool. Like I said, for someone that I had like no idea of at all, I'm just like, I don't know who this is. Like, period. You know?
Yeah, it's kind of crazy he did. I don't really know anything about him other than the fact that he's an American player and he plays Protoss.
No, I mean, like I said, I'm kind of excited to watch him. I'm maybe he can show us some flashes here. So I'm kind of excited to see maybe what he can do. And then we have Future, Vindicta, Cicada, Jon Snow, Kane, and then No Regret. So a pretty good groups, and then we actually have the overall groups here. So it looks like for Group A we've got Masa, No Regret, Kane, and Zeal. I feel bad for Kane. I feel like Kane keeps getting like he has to play with all the other Canadians. Like I think last time he had to play with Scarlet and like Neeb. I think it was his group. Like
it sounds about right.
Just gets boned. Like God, like stop, please. So in that group, who are you thinking? I'm thinking, just looking at it right away, I'm thinking, actually, you know what? if No Regrets playing from Korea, maybe Kane could beat him.
I think it's hard to call Masa these days because he's just like
Right.
consistently inconsistent.
Right. That's like
Yeah.
Masa in a nutshell. Like wins this, loses this to a no one. Like what?
Yes. But I expect Masa and Kane to get out of that group pretty much no problem.
Okay. Yeah, I could. You know what? I think I could see all three of them getting out, but it could be like, okay. I don't think Kane comes out first, but I think Kane comes out second with the other two interchangeable, just depending, right? Like on any given
Yeah.
day, like No Regret could pull some shenanigans, and then yeah, Masa could not be on, but I think Kane can do it though. I think he definitely is playing at a high enough
Yeah.
level again, where I do think you're right. I think he definitely can get out, and just depending on the other two.
Yeah, he's really good at ZVZ right now.
And then Zeal, again, we don't know anything really about him. I mean, it would be fucking crazy if he could do something. Like, if he gets out, I will cheer for him. Like if he can get out of that group, I'm cheering for him.
It'd be crazy, but from like ladder games I've played against him over the past couple of years, here and there, he seemed pretty one-dimensional, like kind of Archon drop, and that's pretty much it.
Gotcha.
So I think once he gets that figured out, or once he as a player is figured out, he's just gonna get smashed.
Right. Group B, we've got True, Puck, Cicada, and Future. That's a pretty tough group. I think True I think True still gets out first. I think I can't discount him. I think the big brain gaming.
This is probably the most uncallable group. I think is the word for it.
Because anyone could have a chance in this one. Like True could fuck up. Puck is okay. I feel like Puck is like super solid, right? Like obviously, but I feel like he plays very like
He
standard.
thrives in the
Like,
chaos.
You think
in my opinion.
you think he's a chaotic player?
Yeah, playing against him, it's ragtag units over here, ragtag units over there. It's kind of crazy to play him. He throws it to like a different level.
See, but I always feel like that's like expected of him though. Like you always know that that's coming. So I feel like
True.
it's kind of one of those things. But again, like you're right. Like he thrives on his he lets his micro show. Like that's where his true skill lies. Is in he has very good unit manipulation. Like he's very good with like keeping things alive. Like whether it be blink stalkers or with war prism juggling. Like the guy can make a comeback like big time with that. You know he can make that the deciding factor.
I agree with that.
Future super, a super, good player, young Terran, could definitely. I could see him possibly doing something. Cicada could definitely ZVZ his way in if it comes down to that. I mean, he's hyper aggressive. I feel like those games are so back and forth. Right? Like sometimes it just comes down to like the one bailing hit, right? Like whether you get it or don't. So, but I don't know. I don't know him and his ZVP. I don't know about him versus Puck. I don't know if I could see him. If it came down to him versus Puck, I don't know if he could do it. I mean, maybe like a 2-1, but I'm not.
I think it's gonna be 2-1 or 1-2 versus Puck. To be honest.
Yeah.
Depending on like map picks and things like that.
Yeah, definitely. But that should be. I think that's going to be the group to watch, though. I think that's going to have the most competitive games all across, like you were saying earlier. So I think that's actually going to be like one of the most fun days to watch in general.
Yeah, anybody come out of that group for sure.
Yeah.
I expect.
I'm trying to put my bias aside because I love True and I love Cicada, so I don't want to. And I actually love Puck too, so I don't want to I'm not trying to favor anyone.
I think more than likely, it would be True and Puck, obviously, but honestly, I feel like it could easily be True and Future. I don't really think Cicada will get out of the group. I think he's probably the weakest player in the group.
Okay.
Arguably. I mean, it's pretty close between him and Future, but I think Future just has an edge.
Sure. And then for Group C, you've got Scarlet, Semper, Silky, and Vindicta. I think Scarlet. I think we can agree that Scarlet's
Yeah.
gonna get out of that group. But then that second place spot, I think is really a coin flip here between Silky and Semper, because Silky's been playing out of his goddamn mind as of late.
Yeah. Sorry. Go ahead.
No, I was just gonna say like he's just been on like a tear, like kind of like you, like he's just been having like all these great results. Like he's been beating down these Koreans like as of late. Like even though it's like been on NA and stuff, I mean he's just been making them look like chumps. So like I'm excited to see what he can do here.
I roomed with him and over the weekend at Austin,
Mm-hmm.
and his ZVT, like he even says it's like really really good,
Mm-hmm.
except versus Semper. Like Semper is just
That's
like
his kryptonite.
on another league when it comes to TVZ. So I don't know. Like
Okay.
I'm
Little
feeling Scarlet and Semper,
little
but
inside info there. Yeah, maybe then. Maybe yeah. I don't know, but maybe he's I don't know, maybe he's just got a game for him, right? Like maybe he's just got to watch those extra VODs, and try
oh, I'm
to,
sure he is.
got to come up with that strat, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
And then Vindicta, um yeah, I don't know, I don't see him beating Silky, I don't see him beating Semper.
I'm to be honest, I'm surprised he's even allowed to play in WCS.
Right,
It's
like with the previous stuff, yeah.
yeah, like I don't know. I don't like the guy. He's assuming he's like legit now. Like he's really really good, at least at TVZ.
Right. I mean, I'll give everyone the benefit of the doubt, right? And like give them that opportunity to be better, but he's just got a long way to go, is what I would say.
Yeah, he's got to prove himself. He's got to go to lands or something.
Yeah.
I mean,
I mean,
yeah,
hey, look what it did for Avilo, right? Like me, him meeting some of the guys in real life, it was kind of like, yeah, he's not bad, like he's actually a pretty nice guy, like, you know. So,
that's another story.
but yeah, maybe but I think if everything's on the up and up, he does, I think he's a young guy too, a young kid. I think he's only 16 or 17 now, maybe. But
Something like that. Yeah.
yeah, I mean, when you're young, you're dumb. You do dumb shit. So I'll give him the benefit of the doubt as long as everything's on the up and up. We'll give him that opportunity. And then finally here for Group D, you got Neeb, Jon Snow, M. Canning, and Epic.
Obviously, Neeb. We'll just get that out of the way.
Right. Yeah. Like to cover that part up. Like we're going for the other three here.
I think there's probably like a solid 60% chance Jon Snow will take that second seed.
Mm-hmm.
And I don't know about Epic and M. Canning. I haven't played either of them in a while. Neither of them play in North America.
Well, I mean, M. Canning is just Neeb Jr.
Yeah, he's the second coming.
Right. So it's like, okay, so you're just playing like, it's like Neeb just playing with his feet. I imagine, like that. It's like
Baby
at
Neeb.
that level, yeah. But yeah, and I don't know, like obviously, like Jon Snow's super solid, like
Yeah.
100%. But yeah, I'm not really for sure how Epic's playing these days. I mean, obviously he qualified, which is great, but he qualified through like ladder, so that's a little bit different. Like didn't have to go through the tournament to do it. M. Canning earned it. Like he beat everyone. He made it through that loser's grip. Let's actually take a look here. Let's see who he beat real quick since I have that up. Wait, do I have? No, I don't
have
anymore.
that anymore.
Okay, never mind. I was gonna say let's look that up, but that's fine. Yeah, I think I'm gonna go Neeb Jon Snow. I think how it is right there is how it's gonna stay. I mean, maybe M. Canning could pull up an upset. Like maybe take a game. I don't know if he could do two though. So I think it'd be tough. I think him versus Epic's gonna be tough.
I don't know. Like with that Marauder buff, I think Epic has a pretty good chance of taking it. But I don't know. Epic's sitting at like rank 50 MMR on EU right now, which is pretty fucking good.
Yeah.
So
I don't know, dude. Disruptors.
I don't know.
Pretty good unit. That's all I'm gonna say. Like,
yeah.
Like for when
That's for sure.
And when I see disruptors versus bio, that doesn't always end well for those bio players. So
no.
Those can be some spooky games. Let's put it that way. So
I give the edge to Epic though. I think in that matchup.
That's okay. Gotcha. I mean, overall, I think good groups again. I mean, I think that our top four here, it's going to be very competitive. For who's going to get to go. I would love to see one of the guys who's not previously qualified go and get an opportunity. I think that would be super cool.
Yeah.
But yeah, I think these are going to be some good games. I think Group B again, I'm looking forward to. I think the most. And then Group C, I think second most. The other ones are kind of a little bit more predictable, for what's going to be the outcome here. But I think B and C are going to have besides Scarlet for Group C, but like those other games I think are going to be very entertaining to watch. So I'm looking forward to that. And then we'll probably have, I would suppose it's going to be Nathanius and Kibbles casting, or maybe we'll even see Cats out there again doing it.
Yeah, it'd be nice.
I thought that was cool. I like how they're doing it now, rather than it being like a 1 day thing, basically, like how it was in the past. How they're breaking it up on almost like it's like GSL groups. I like that where
Multiple streams, yeah. You get
yeah,
more time to prepare.
yeah, exactly. More time to prepare, and then I think it's just cool for like it gives us like more to watch. Like it's like the day after, it's like okay, then we got this, okay, and then tomorrow we have this group, so look forward to that. Like it kind of like helps like build that hype, especially for some of these players. So I think that's a cool format. I like how they're doing it now, and I think those guys that are casting, of course, are doing a great job. So I always enjoy watching Nate, and I think Katz does a really good job now that he's been thrown in there as well.
He's a very good analytical caster.
Yeah. Especially when it comes to Zerg, right? Zerg shenanigans.
Yeah, especially when it comes to Zerg.
Yeah. But yeah, very cool, very cool. So hopefully here we'll see you for the next one. I mean, I know we're not even that far off from Montreal qualifiers here. And like I said, if the school's going to send you up, hopefully we'll see you up there. You maybe even in through that open bracket.
Yeah, that'd be great.
So, and then the last thing we'll talk about here for tonight was we do have groups coming up for GSL here. I thought I had it clicked on, but it's pretty easy. Let's see.
Zest versus TY.
Yeah, we got Zest versus TY. I don't know who I want to give my edge to. We were talking about a little bit about this beforehand, and I just have I feel like anytime I doubt Zest is when Zest wins. Like when I'm like nope, like he's not gonna do it, and that's when he's like, I'm gonna do it. Like that always seems to happen to me. But then like I don't know. I guess that's the good though, right? Like that's like good for these matchups, right? When it's never like super clear like what's gonna happen.
I don't know. Like I'm pretty sure TY is gonna win, probably like a 4-2, but I really can't call it because I just don't watch Korean StarCraft much. I'll watch like little threads I see on Reddit of cool plays and stuff, but honestly, Korean StarCraft just bores me these days.
Gotcha. But yeah, it should be fun to watch. That's tonight. That'll happen here in a couple of. I say a couple of hours. It's like
6 hours, 8 hours, yeah,
something like that. So usually it's on like when I wake up in the morning is basically like the best time to tune into it. There's no point in like staying up as long as like just get up a little bit earlier and I can pretty much catch the whole thing. And then we'll have Mario vs. Classic here for the other round. I don't know. Like I guess Classic beat Beyond 3-0, but I feel like Beyond
wasn't Beyond.
Yeah, like he hasn't been Beyond since like that Reaper got fixed. So
well, that and I think his hands are kind of fucked up right now. So
okay. So yeah, I'm gonna give my edge to Maru. So I think it's gonna be Maru versus one of the others. So we might even see. Oh man, we might even see like a TVT finals.
There we go. That's what we need.
What if it was PvP Classic versus us? That'd be.
Either way, there was only one Zerg and he lost, so there should be another range buff anytime now.
Yeah, 13 range queens, please. Like incoming.
Yeah, that's what we need.
Like they have vision to the high ground. Like they're so tall. Like that's what they're gonna do. It's gonna be like a Colossus.
They are now an air unit.
It'll actually just like walk over like the landscape. It can like crawl. It'll, like that would actually be kind of cool if it could like slowly, like go over like a hill.
Over
like,
cliffs, yeah.
Yeah, but very slow.
Up like a Reaper, yeah.
But it wouldn't be hop. It would like have to climb it, so it would be like a slower animation. Yeah, I think that would actually be kind of cool. Impractical, 100%, but
and balanced probably, but
it would be kind of cool to see something like that, right? Like I like interesting things, like when people have like interesting like little ideas like that. Like, what if it was something just like interesting, like. What if this unit did this? Like, yeah, that could be cool. Like, I had the idea a while back before we had the shield battery. Is like, what if the warp prism, right? When you were in warp-in mode, in the little circle, while your units are standing in that, they get a little shield buff. Like not like how the shield battery works, but they could just get like a little extra like bonus shield. But then it's risky, right? Because then you're putting it up front. Right?
I think that would be much more balanced than a fucking chill battery.
Like there's more risk involved. Like then you could lose that war prism, but it also might make that difference. That little shield buff might actually make the difference, like in that fight.
Yeah.
So plus then we might see like multiple warp prisms. Like you always see like 15 medevacs, but there's only like one warp prism.
One warp prism is still better than 15 medevacs. So.
I mean, you can warp in directly on them, but you know what I mean. Like it might have like. Yeah. Created like a little bit different of a matchup. It would have been cool if they would have explored with that somehow.
You never know.
But yeah, little interesting things like that I think are cool. But yeah, it was great to talk with you, man. Thank you so much for joining me tonight. I appreciate it. Like I said, hopefully you'll be playing in Montreal and we'll be seeing you. You have any plans in here for streaming?
I've been streaming like just ladder the past couple of nights, but I don't know, without like a camera and a microphone and things. It's just kind of just me playing for a few
Gotcha.
hours.
Like serious mode.
I guess, yeah, but I'm just kind of dicking around and playing.
Right, right, right. Any shouts that you'd like to give here before we close it up?
Shout out to Storm because they help us out a lot, like getting to events and lodging and things like that. Shout out to my good friend Michael, who's sitting across from me. Hi, Michael, and for letting me stay with him over the summer. And yeah, that's pretty much it.
Nice. Well, shout out to Michael for being the real MVP.
Yeah.
Well, guys, thank you for watching our show tonight. We really appreciate it. We'll be back next week with another, more than likely, NA interview. Make sure you follow us on Twitter to keep up with that. Follow us on Twitter and then join our Discord as well for those discussions and then following us. We will be going to Cheesadelphia doing some interviews for Chicago. Are you going to Chicago, by the way?
The plan is for Michael and I to like take a train there.
Okay, cool.
But yeah, I'm pretty sure I'll be there. It's actually my birthday weekend.
Nice.
So like that'd be nice to spend it there.
Yeah, cool. I'll see you there because we'll be down there too. So, guys, if you'd like to see those, make sure you